Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and I welcome you all to my newest Let's Play series. It's of a game I've been waiting for greatly for quite a few months. And of course it's another Mega Man fan game. In the year 20XX, it had been months since Dr. Wily's last defeat, and to celebrate this amazing peacetime, a surprise party had been planned for Mega Man. The citizens of insert name of Mega Man City here put together a massive festival to celebrate Mega Man's achievements. I would go with Mega City, considering that's what the comics and other fan games have done. Predictably, peace did not last for very long. Soon after the festival started, chaos struck. And it's by you-know-who. Yep, it's Dr. Wily. Complete with all the billboards announcing his next invasion. He's been planning for world domination for the past few months while in hiding. Well, that's so awfully convenient. At first I would think he orchestrated it. Yeah, he's protected with the entrance with an unbreakable barrier, and he's taken more steps compared to the other 20 or 30 attempts beforehand. And I doubt that statement, Dr. Wily, but it is going to take longer to get to him. That's for sure. I welcome you all to my Let's Play of Make a Good Mega Man level contest. As a bit of brief background history, back in January, a level design contest was started on the fan sites Sprites INC and Talkhaus, called Make a Good Mega Man level contest. This was held by SnoruntPyro, a fellow Mega Man fan game developer. You may recognize her as being the developer of Mega Man *1. In this contest, the primary goal was for people to develop and upload quality Mega Man levels, using a dev kit that was made in GameMaker 8.0 Pro. Specifically, this engine was based off of Blyka's engine, and you may recognize Blyka's engine from Super Danny Powered Up and Super Danny 2. 20 levels were submitted in total, and there were 6 levels created by judges. This may possibly be the largest Mega Man fan game yet, although it depends on a few of the other fan games played. There are also plenty of bosses, 8 weapons, and a hub that grows in with the world. Also, as a bit of disclosure, I participated in this contest as Toron. I'll also be playing this game semi-blind. That is, I saw most of the levels, and the first Wily's Fortress stage, but the rest of them I didn't really see. Plus, I kind of dozed off when during the bosses. If you're wondering where I saw this before, semi-famous Mega Man LPer Flashman85, aka Nathaniel Hoover, or aka Gemini Laser, played this first during his livestream, and I attended both of them, so I know generally how the stages will go, as well as gameplay and weapons. Still, I want to bring this out before. I'm not the best Mega Man player, so you'll probably see me die a lot over and over, so my apologies. I'll probably have to edit out some of my deaths. Also, you may notice the bottom left there's a funny fake copyright symbol. You'll see a general theme of humor. If you played Mega Man *1, you'll recognize Pyro's general style of humor. As this game is definitely not serious, it takes it more silly and more of a celebratory form. Without further ado, let's begin. I set up all the key configs, so let's start. We start here in front of Dr. Light. And Wily's robots have gone crazy, while invading everything. And there's a way we can break through the barrier. I guess we had an intro stage that we didn't really see. Just pretend it was there. The barrier can be shattered with exactly 24 energy elements. 20 of them correspond to 20 levels submitted by the users, and 4 of them correspond to 4 of the bosses. And Dr. Wily strangely scattered them across the festival stages. It is kind of a trap depending on the levels, but overall, kind of seems strange. But yeah, we have to take the transporters and complete the stages and collect the elements, and defeat the bosses. Here's the hub world. Here we have Dr. Light. We can talk with NPCs by just going in front of them and pressing the up button. Here we have the number of energy elements. Alright, here are the controls. We can jump and shoot as usual. We can slide. and we can use the charge shot. Before moving forward, I always suggest you go down here. Here Otto's telling us that each of the robot masters and other NPCs can sometimes have funny pieces of dialogue or useful advice. I suggest talking with them every time you come across them, as they may be quite helpful. And you unlock more robot masters and NPCs as you collect more and more energy elements. Here's a target practice where you can practice using your special weapons. Oh, and by the way, we have the menu. As I said before, well, I hope I said before, based off of a poll, SnoruntPyro included 8 Robot Master weapons, the most popular ones, plus the 2 rush abilities. These were the Metal Blade, the Gemini Laser, the Solar Blaze, Top Spin, Thunderwolf, Black Hole Bomb, Pharaoh Shot, Magic Card, and that's it. Well, it is certainly great in terms of variety. We have Mega Man 2, Mega Man 3, Mega Man 10, Mega Man 3, Mega Man 10, Mega Man 9, Mega Man 4, Mega Man Base, but we are kind of missing a few abilities. Because it was taken in more popular vote, we're kind of missing things like screen clearing or time stop, as well as explosive weapons. This is nice, but there are certain situations where I would have liked a better variety of weapons. Oh, don't press this. It is decent, but I wish we had more. And we can practice our weapons here if you really want to, which I strongly suggest because each of the 8 special weapons, even the rush utilities, don't exactly work the same way as they did before. Some of the special weapons were nerfed, like the Metal Blade, of course. I think it was nerfed in damage, and other things like the Thunderwolf were buffed. You can now release 3 Thunderwolves at a time, and it goes up faster. And also the Top Spin isn't broken anymore. And remember to use your special weapons, as Roll reminds us. That'll be really important for several stages. Because we have 8 Robot Master weapons unlocked, several of the stages will be designed in order to pass them, or at least survive them. Too bad we don't have Beat Savior or Beat Chaser. So make sure to use our special weapons, they are pretty good. Signposts like this one will give us information about the areas and levels you can visit. Now, because this game was the result of a contest, the levels will be grouped into 5 tiers, where each tier consists of 4 levels, and a boss. The highest rank levels will be located in Tier 5, and the lowest rank ones will be located in Tier 1. Each level will be scored out of 100 points based on using 5 judges, and the score will be averaged. The categories will be Fun Factor, Uniqueness, Creativity, Graphics, Music, and each level's total score is the average. And here's the general order. We'll have the level placement, author, level name, score, and any level awards given. These level awards can be positive or negative, as we'll soon see. Envelopes like this one will give the judges comments on each stage. I will read through each one of them. I won't vocalize it because I'll probably do a terrible job, but I'll leave each comment on screen for enough period of time so you can read it. If I go through it too fast, please use the pause button. So, and our judges for this game will be Pyro, G8, Duvio, Blackmore Darkwing, and Mr. Curium. Fun fact, the 5th judge would have been Blue, but unfortunately due to real-life issues or something along those lines, he had to be dropped out in favor of Mr. Curium, which caused some delays in the release of this game. And speaking of that, I didn't really expect this game to release so quickly. It was released on May 23rd, but I was kind of expecting it to be released in early July, so yeah, that was quite fast. Here's Tango. I would like a mix of Tango and a Rush though, considering how much the Tango changed how useful it was. Certainly. And here we have a signpost. Up is the attic, right is Tier 1, down is the shop, and Tiers 2 through 5. I won't visit the shop as I have no bolts right now. Up here we have Gutsman. Here's the attic where all the cool robot masters hang out. Now, it is very sparse right here, but as we complete more levels and collect energy elements, this hub world will become more and more populated. Now, I won't talk to most of the robot masters, mainly because of how it'll change over time, But after I complete all the stages, I'll do a long run through to each of the rooms and talk to each of the robot masters to show what funny bits of dialogue or advice they have. Here's tier 1, which contains levels 20 through 17. I will be playing through the levels from the worst to best, so in this part I'll just cover tier 1. In fact, I think for each part of this Let's Play, I'll cover one tier. Although for the latter tier, starting from tier 3, 4, and 5, I'll probably have to split it up into 2 parts, as some of the stages get quite challenging. Oh, and for that matter, the stages are organized by score, not difficulty, so the difficulty will be very all over the place. Here we are in tier 1, which is a sewer, and the music sounds very dark and dreary, and it smells horrible. Anyways, here's 20th place, No Lynch, Objective Vein Space, with a score of 9. There's a reason why this is the worst level. Here's what you need to do in order to complete the stage. Don't hold anything, just let yourself fall. Ignore those Gemini laser blocks on the right, ignore the leg beams, just don't move, you'll continuously fall. Keep going, keep going. And eventually, you'll complete the stage. If you move a little bit to the left or right, you'll immediately die because they're instant death. Well, there's no transition set for those parts of the room just to the left or right of the center, so you'll basically instantly die. That's it. No enemies or hazards except for the leg beam, nothing else to do. I agree why it's in 28th place. At first, when I was watching this on Gemini Laser's stream, I thought the game glitched as well. Haha, nice dig there. What indeed. And Mr. Kareem was the harshest by giving this a score of 0. Yeah, personally if I was a developer, I would probably include this as a joke level or not include this at all. Now, this fly is warning us on the next stage. There are some issues to the level right of here. As such, this stage was made optional. In fact, in this game, I believe, out of the 20 levels, the 20 user-submitted levels, 4 were made optional. I think it's indicated by the skull marker. Oh, not the skull marker. It'll be indicated by an NPC nearby. I'll try completing all of the stages, regardless if they're skippable or not. Although, for this stage, which is Quazcake's City War, coming in 19th place, I may skip past it because I really need a W tank. Well, I'll show you the stage initially, but there are some serious problems. And it's Pyro, Cheeseade, BD, and Mr. Kareem's least favorite stage. Not Mr. Duvios for some reason. Duvios. Already, once we teleport here, we can see there's this clashing background. We teleport into midair, and the music is not 8 or 16-bit at all. Here we have the option of completing the stage. I'll ignore it for now. But really, the background music isn't the worst part of the stage. Okay, we have a bland intro with no enemies. Okay. We have this fire creator, or tackle fire creator, or hothead. As you can see, there are invisible blocks here. Be careful. In fact, there's actually a hole over here. In order to cross this, there is actually an invisible block, but I'd rather just use the rush jet because it's a lot less risky. Just be careful, as the rush jet in this game is a little bit, how should I say it, finicky. Oh, whoa. And as you can see there's an invisible ladder. Yep, that's another one of the problems of this stage. All the invisible blocks and ladders everywhere. That's the main problem with this stage. This wouldn't be too bad, but the thing is though, Rush Jet actually despawns if you hit a block. So, if you're not careful, well, you'll fall into the pit. Oh, and also Gemini Laser got buffed, so it's much more powerful. As you saw, there was a hole over there too. And Rush Jet is kind of finicky in this game, to say the least. As you can see. Oh sure, this isn't even the worst part of this stage. Thankfully, at least this stage comes with all those energy pickups, so we can actually keep on flying. be careful in the following segment. Whoa, that glitched out. But yeah, really, you'll see what I mean later on that segment, where it gets really bad. Yeah, there's no way you can cross that. Another problem where you're forced to use it. Sure, I don't mind it at times, but for this sake, yeah, you can see where I'm going from here. But trust me, you haven't even seen the worst yet. Assuming I can get there. As you can see, there are a lot of invisible blocks over there. That's the main reason why this stage is so problematic. Invisible blocks, and there's actually holes in the floor. Invisible blocks wouldn't be too bad, but if we had because of all these invisible floors, yeah, it's quite hazardous to go through this stage. Also, invisible block over there too. Here I'm going to use the Thunder Wool, which has actually been buffed. As you can see here, it's actually useful for a change. And there's a hole right over here in the ground, so I don't want to use the Rush Jet here. But over here I probably want to use it. But oh boy. Yep, invisible block there too. Not really invisible block, but if you hit an enemy, you'll actually take... The rush coil will stop as well. Yep, nothing over here. Yeah, it's a little bit hard to see, but at least you have the ground. The rest, not so much. And this is why I strongly suggest actually having a W tank, or an M tank. Yeah, getting through these segments without having extra weapon energy, yep, that's it. Oh, this was much better than my first attempt where I kept dying. But yeah, that was City War. Out of the two stages, I would say this is tied for the worst. Oh, and before I continue on giving your critique, don't feel bad if I am harsh on your level. Don't take it as a personal insult is what I'm saying. We all started as kind of amateurish level designers. I did as well when I started in high school and such, and looking back at levels there, yeah, they were quite bad. So we all start somewhere. Just take these criticisms from the judges, me, and other Let's Players, or players, as a means of improvement during the next competitions to come. After all, I believe there will be another MaGMML competition. MaGMML being short for Make a Good Mega Man Level Contest. I'll see if I can actually place that image on the video. Yeah, invisible holes and invisible blocks. The invisible holes were the main problem, I would say. And you can just skip past most of the level using clever use of Rush Jet. And the level design was pretty bland. Enemies were kind of annoying to deal with, but that's it. And the background wasn't parallaxed correctly. And yeah, it just feels like a rush job. I don't know what to say about these Mario Maker comments. Alright, Toadman is saying that his stage was recolored for this. Here's 18th place. Kana's unnamed level. 18.4. Not that good either. But looking back, this is certainly a step up from the previous two levels. At least this doesn't have invisible blocks. Oh sure, it is kind of low quality, but at least it's playable. And not annoying. As you can see, we have proper usage of the tile sets. We have a mix of Pharaoh Man, Toad Man, Snake Man, and Bubble Mans. Bubble Mans, I think. And by the way, you can as you can see, there's only one enemy per screen. It wouldn't be too bad, but considering there are not mini-bosses, it's kind of odd and kind of boring to get through. Sure, we have different enemies, but it doesn't seem like there's a rhyme or reason to why they're here, aka no common unifying team. And the music is very bland. Very bland and a very low volume for some reason. It should be a little higher. It's not balanced, basically. Here we have this Pandakeet, or Pandita. As I was saying, it's still better than City War in the previous one because we have a stage and there's no invisible blocks. But it feels like this stage is kind of a rush job and just put together. As you can see, we just have these blocks set in no rhyme or reason. It just feels like this is a scaffolding for an actual stage. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Oh, those spiked ones are so annoying. There's the end of the stage. For some reason it didn't glitch over there. Last time it actually resulted in the screen being offset a little bit too much. And here's the end of the stage. Over there on the right we have some sort of avatar or reference to something. If someone can point out the reference to me, please leave it in the comments below. And here we go, Kanna's level is complete. Certainly a step up compared to the previous two stages, but still very meh. Very below average. Yeah, the level was just there. It just feels like a test bed for stuff. Stuff that could be implemented later, as generally when I design levels, I like to make the scaffolding using one or two or just a few block types and then replacing it with the actual tile sets in order to better understand how to set up the levels and test the enemies. This level just felt like a test bed, a very short one. Very lacking, also one enemy per screen for some reason. And the platforms were nothing to be memorable about. Ouch, harsh. We'll get to stage the 15th level in the next part. Yeah, very unfinished, basically. That was 18th place. Yeah, it is. The next level is very hard. It is beatable, but boy, it will take a few attempts. At 17th place is Zigguron's Odyssey, or Zigguron's Odyssey's The Quickening, with a score of 35.2, which is a major jump from the score of 18 for the previous one. And even though this stage is very challenging, it is at least playable and is well designed. But it could have been done better compared to all the other levels that'll come in the future. But at least this is at the top of tier 1. In other words, at least it's not as bad as under the 20. First good design decision, as you see here, we have these Quickman force beams. However, you're not thrown into a situation where you'll instantly die if you go on screen. You have the safe zone at the bottom of the screen, right over here. And assuming I make it, you also have a safe zone on the top of the screen. So if you go up, go back down, you won't die if you hit the bottom of the platform. So you have a safe ground over here, and you have an easy way of resetting the screen if you go up and down, over and over. So that's nice. I want to check something. I think there's a secret on the right. Nope. I heard from another user that there was actually a secret. They lied. So I'm going to kill myself over here. Another nice thing about this level is that if you exit out of the level, you'll recharge all of your weapon energy, same for any stage, and you go back in, all of the lives respawn. This is an easy way to farm lives and go back to the max life counter of 9. Okay, for the second segment, make sure to get your black hole bomb out. The black hole bomb got a new functionality, which I'll show off here. Yep, the black hole bomb can now eat force beams while it's up. So that's not a nice ability to have. The next screen is kind of difficult to go through, so I'll have to do it fast. Let's see if I can do this. Nope, didn't do it. What you're supposed to do is kill off that fan fiend as quickly as possible, then rush up there with the black hole bomb. Or just take damage, but I need to do it in such a way so I can actually throw the black hole bomb up. Or do it something like that. Yeah, the black hole bomb has some interesting interactions with the force fiends, as you saw there. But what you're supposed to do is take out the fan fiend at the bottom, get hit by that top crater, jump up to hit the ceiling, and then throw out the black hole bomb. As the black hole bomb is a slightly upward arc, it'll eat both of the lasers. And here's the next checkpoint with a lot of lives. This was the hardest part of the stage, though. The next one is a little bit easier, personally. First, get out a weapon that can actually destroy these spines. Get on the platform as soon as possible. And this may take a few attempts. What you're supposed to do is hit this platform holder, a floating platform, jump on it, and then throw a platform bomb to the left. This will take a few attempts to do correctly. Metal Blade was probably going to be the best option. Okay, let's see if I can do it. Good, I did it. Oh, just be careful, because the black hole bomb despawns, the laser will come back immediately. But that's it, that's quickening. It went a lot better compared to the previous stage, that's for sure. The previous attempt I died about 30 times. So as long as you're fast, know that you actually have several safe zones that you can use the ladders and respawn. Take it slowly, study the room, then you'll be able to be fine. And there was no music, I forgot to mention. To be fair, Quickman's team would have gotten quite annoying if we kept hearing the loops over and over after dying. Yeah, certainly. The level was incredibly satisfying to do, and there was no sudden tricks. Everything was easily telegraphed. And the nice use of checkpoints and all those extra lives really added to it. Yep, no time to waste. It's very short and to the point. One of the shortest levels in this fan game, after all. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of exactly Quickman or Rainbow Man from Mega Man Unlimited. To be fair, I feel like the force fiends would be more fair, at least on normal difficulties, if instead of instantly killing you, they rapidly drained your health, ignoring invulnerability periods. But that's just me. Yeah, why? It is surprisingly fun, although it's really hard. And here's a suggestion, use the black hole bomb. I think you can get through the stage without using the black hole bomb, but for the first half section, or the last section, the first half part, I'm not sure if that's actually possible. But yeah, nice comments from Mr. Curium. I certainly agree with that. I did like that we had all those safe zones and time to actually go through it, and the ability to reset, which we didn't actually have in Quickman or Rainbow Man's team, because if you made a mistake in most cases, you would be dead and be taken back to the checkpoint. Plus the fact that we have all these checkpoints, well, it makes it all simpler and less frustrating. Now, at the end of each tier, after you complete the 4 stages, you'll go to a boss encounter. Each tier will have a boss which slowly increases in difficulty. The tier 1 boss is the easiest. I say easiest in quotation marks because he's still quite challenging. So let's do this. And each boss holds an energy element just like the levels. And here it is. Our first boss is Joltman, cameoing from Mega Man Eternal. Yep, each tier boss cameos from a different Mega Man fan game. Heh, nice joke about original characters. Yep, a whole bunch of other fan game bosses are back. In fact, some of the stages that were created by the users also have bosses at the end of each stage, or even in the middle, not even counting the Wily Fortress stages, which of course have bosses. Yep, they're back. To be fair, some of the Roadmaster bosses are more difficult than others. And also another nice touch, each of the Roadmasters maintains their original boss fight team from the original game. And also, be warned, each of the Roadmaster fights are actually different. They don't have the same strategy as they did back in their home game. It's changed up, is what I'm saying. So you can't use the same strategies you did before. Yeah, that ability where he fires that shock bolt at you while moving, that's the hardest to dodge from, personally. And there we have it. Joltman has been destroyed. Although this seemed a bit easy, trust me, it gets much harder in the next tiers. Especially in the tier 5 boss, took me several attempts to get correctly. Even then, I think I'm going to die a few times to him. And of course, just like any other Mega Man boss, each of the fangame bosses will fight at the end of each tier. They do have weaknesses. Although I'll attempt to fight them using just the Mega Buster, as I don't think we'll be refighting them at the end of the Wily Fortress hatch stage. At least I don't think what it is. I never went up there. Oh, by the way, if you're in one of these tier sections, you can just use the exit utility to teleport right back to Dr. Light's castle laboratory. So here we have it. By completing tier 1 and the boss, we have the first 5 energy elements. So during the next part, I'll complete tier 2. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day. Toodles!